can see, I got it all back together, and fortunately these do move now, so I can set the tension however I want. Currently I set it up for 15 turns, so that should just come up to here. Maybe I'll release it a bit, but why, you ask? Well, I got her in working position. As you can see, the baler actually tied its first bale. It hasn't snapped on yet because I forgot to set the star to the minimum, because, you know, when it's empty the material keeps flowing and this thing isn't spinning, so it creates like a very long bale. I have no confidence that this thing is gonna hold. I think as soon as it's gonna fall out of there, it's just gonna twist and fall apart. And you can also see the first impact when it came shoving in, because this thing wasn't tightened yet. But you can see here, bale is kind of forming, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna release some more material through here, and we're gonna see what she can do. So my gamble here didn't pay off. I kind of thought that 5 small square bales would be enough, but this thing just keeps eating them up. And you can see it's not even that far along, so maybe the tension is too tight, I guess. Feel here. Oh yeah, it's pretty tight. I'll loosen the tension a bit, and I guess I'll go get one of those round bales. Start feeding them through. Net thread is off, the bale is naked. Let's go. turns out. Pretty heavy bale. She did good. Well, wasn't that a fun adventure? We finally got our first bale. Not counting that one. There we go. We can, ooh, very tight. See on the side, that is very tight. Kind of worryingly tight. Since it's the first time. This thing's been sitting for 8 years, and I'm kind of thinking that the chamber is rusted, so there is extra tension just pushing that material through because of all the rust. So I think I'll, turn the springs a bit down just so I could push normally and without any extra tension. But yeah, overall the bales are much bigger than my other baler. My other baler is kind of a hill type of baler. It's made to be pulled uphill, so it's got to be lighter. The bales are smaller. They are compact, but the width on these bales is 50 centimeters, almost 50 centimeters, and the width on those bales is 40 centimeters. So they are just a bit bigger. We got this field to do. As you can see, the weather is not all that well, so it's not trustworthy. It said it was going to be sunny today, and you can see how much of that is true. Not really hay-making weather, but overall, pretty solid baler, I gotta say. Compared to that, it's been plugged and the needles destroyed and everything. It's doing fantastic. You could also see in the video beforehand, I was kind of struggling with this. The baler has kind of this thing over here. I don't know what the technical term for this is, but this is kind of made so the hay, when it comes up, it struggles a bit and it breaks it down so it's fluffy, and when it goes through in there and the knives hit them. But this material is not all that fluffy. It's very compact, and that thing was kind of made for field use and breaking down field material. So I gotta be careful, take it slow. The baler does have 2 shear pins to kind of prevent anything from happening, but on these old balers, usually the shear pins are not to be trusted all that well, because kind of the rust adds another layer to the whole thing, and the shear pins can fail, and you don't want another plugging or another catastrophe to happen. So we'll take it slow. I'll probably do like a little time lapse of me feeding this in, getting the bales out. We'll see how many bales we can get. We already have 4 bales, well, 4.5. I don't have a counter on this. Well, there is a counter, but the counter doesn't work. It's been quite a while in the sun and in the rain, so that thing is dead. I do have a counter in my garage for balers, but it's not the right type. This type, as you can see, it counts down. When this thing flips over, it pushes it down, and the other one is made the opposite way, it goes up. So I gotta order another one, see if I can find a counter like that, or I'm gonna have to try mounting it here. I gotta make a little plate here so I can attach the hand here, so when this thing pushes back, I can it will count how many bales. But for now, we'll see how many we can get out. I raked the last of the bale and also some bad bales. Remember the shrimp bale? That's how much material was in it. That little shrimp bale I showed you. The first one that came out. What a waste. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this works. Notice I did increase the tension by just a bit, and yeah, you can see the difference. It does leave a bit of material. I did make a pretty big rake, so whatever. I mean rake, I mean windrow, but yeah, all looks good. The last bales are out. I did notice that after all these bales, sort of the last ones started looking fine. The walls are straight, the edges are straight, everything is perfect on these, even the density is good. If you can notice here, I did add this because I did get a feeling that the springs loosened over time, so I kind of made this so they don't turn around. I wasn't looking at them the whole time, so I don't know, but I get the feeling that the later bales were kind of getting softer and softer. Actually 21 bales. Well, that could do that. A couple of them are very soft, they're not that tight, so I'm really leaning into the theory that the springs got loose over time. I kind of took this project just because this was a sort of if you can fix it, it's yours. So I didn't really spend any money on the baler itself. I spent around 500 or 450 euros on the parts, but just because I had to replace basically 80% of one knotter, I had to buy a new bale yoke and a couple of little things here or there. Here I had a couple of problems, maybe you'll see throughout the video. I had a couple of problems with the throttle. As soon as like a big lump came through here, the throttle just went down on the tractor, and I had to go push it back up just because it just basically slowed the whole tractor down. I'll make videos of this thing in operation. And until next time, see ya.